Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So we're just going to jump right into this. I have the Cord Lab coming up and I cannot be late. I asked what this reading was going to be about, and what I heard is wild dreams and opportunity knocking. So I assume this is a good thing for you. I mean, I'm assuming. Let me get these cards ready. Oh, I'm already feeling heat. What is going on here? What's going on here? I'm feeling some really intense energies. Let me just put them there. I'm gonna mind my own business, stay in my own lane. I'm not even gonna assess that. I'm gonna leave that alone. No, I don't have time today for curiosity. Is it the laundromat? Okay, I'll take that. All right. I don't know. There's some energies wafting. Hey, Dinast. Okay. Oh, I gotta pull some from here. We're gonna try and stay super focused, okay? We're just gonna try. Getting these cards ready. Okay, so wild dreams and opportunity knocking. This sounds like wish fulfillment to me. It feels like a certain type of wish fulfillment, and that there is possibly some action being put towards that. I don't know. My hair is still super wet. I'm trying to let it dry down to the roots because, I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know. Okay, let's get started for real. All right. Here goes. Mm-hmm. Okay. There's some stuff going on. So there's something that's being hidden from you. There's someone that's trying to remain hidden. I do believe this came out last night or yesterday in the reading, that there is someone that is kind of like in the proximity, already watching you, Um, and I think a lot of this has to do with like timidity. They're feeling very, very timid around you. God, is this going to be the same reading again? I mean, can we make this about work? Work. Okay, let's just whatever. Anyways, this is something that's being hidden from you. It's being concealed temporarily. It's not going to remain concealed. It's definitely not going to remain concealed. I'm just kind of thinking to myself, I was rushing to go live so that I could give you guys a reading before my workshop starts, and now I skipped on breakfast, and I'm like, I didn't eat for this. This is what I didn't eat for. It's all good. You guys are worth it. A little bit of fasting ain't gonna hurt nobody. So the concealment, you know what I'm saying? Now, this is something or someone that is wavering in their dedication to stay away. They're wavering in their dedication to try and clear you from their mind. They're just not going to do it. They're obsessed with you. Let me just be real here. If this has been going on for like a year, 2 years, however many years this has been going on at this point, they like, you live in their brain. They breathe you in. You're like a nasal polyp that's just there. Your essence is singed into their nostrils. They're not gonna stop thinking of you. there are certain types of people in this world that, the average person, yeah, you might remember them for a little bit as you process whatever experience you had with them. And then eventually you forget, right? Eventually you move forward and you forget. And, that's fine. And then there are other people, like they're not super common, but they do exist. And these are the type of people where once you get a whiff of their essence, I promise you're never going to forget them. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, you're just not. So you're either gonna figure out a way to carry on, or and continue to be, have that continue to come forward, and basically almost like self punishment, like withholding, um, is just punishing you, right? Or you're going to do something about it, and you're going to, um I don't know, see where you stand. You're going to establish a friendship. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You're going to do something, and you're going to find out whether it's reciprocal or not. But the reality is, once you come across someone like that, you're probably never going to forget them. These are not very common people. They're not, but you're just never going to forget them. You're not. So it doesn't matter if you have the ability to turn off and on emotions. If you got that Capricorn ability to just flick a switch, it doesn't matter. Yeah, because it's not an emotion. It's almost like a memory etched into your brain. You're just not going to stop. Whether you put action behind it or not, it's not going to stop. You're going to have to learn to deal with that. Those are the type of people you don't want to play with. Those are the type of people that you need to really just cherish for as long as they give you the ability to be in proximity to cherish them. Those are the kind of people that you never let walk away, not without putting up a fight of some kind, and going out of your way to really really just make sure that you have grown and tried and really attempted to create a space for alignment to occur. You can't force them to stay. You can't force them to interact, but you can definitely go out of your way to make sure that they have a reason to pause and reconsider, right? So if you're cross watching, you let the wrong one go. You played a game with the wrong one. You can play games with basic ones, but not the ones that you will forever think about. It was a miscalculation. Not only did you get the short end of the stick, you got the end that was dipped in the caca, used to stir the shit pot. I was just saying, Um, and it's not that I'm amused or celebrating this type of, it's almost like an internal struggle. It's just someone's got to be real with you at some point. There are some people you could do that kind of stuff with, and there are others where you're going to punish yourself once they're gone. Not everyone's the same. Not everyone can bring out the same reactions, emotions out of you. When they can reach that deep into the core of the heart of your oceans, you probably shouldn't play with that one. You probably should treat that one like the treasure they are. I don't know, maybe you can still figure out an opportunity to interact. Maybe you can figure out an opportunity to, I don't know, rehash things and share what you've learned. I don't know. Sometimes these type of people will be willing to hear what you have to say, just to hear it, not necessarily that they're going to consider giving you another opportunity to interact completely. It's worth a try. If you're already bent the heck out of shape over it for how long now, I mean, you might as well get out the hammer and try and straighten it out. At least make it somewhat usable, that portion of your life. Once this type of person enters the throne room of your heart, you're not going to dethrone them. You're just not. You're not. And it's not something they're doing. It's a resonance that no one else can create or provide you. You're going to forever feel the reverberations of those interactions. It's up to you how you want to proceed, though. Whatever it is, you're bent out of shape, out of fulfillment that didn't come through. You can't contain this disappointment any longer. You can't pretend like it doesn't matter, like you don't care, or any of that. Whatever, if you want to play that game with yourself, or you're like, I don't care, okay. Why are you still thinking about it? Hey, I'm that big sister, I'm that auntie that's going to be hella much blunt with you. You don't care, yet you're still bent out of shape about it. When I don't care, I don't continue to check on people. When I don't care what you're posting. I don't look to see if you've posted about me, if you're implying things. I'm not there pissed off at you. I'm not trying to find out if you're succeeding or suffering without. I'm just like, live your life, boo. I don't give a damn. I'm busy living my own life. You know what I'm saying? So, if you are still doing that, stop lying to yourself. You more than care. You more than care. It's just one of those things. You have to be honest with yourself, because really, this game of like, you're going to try and pretend like you don't care when in reality you do, and you're passing up opportunities. You're passing up opportunities, and that's just that. So you got to be honest with yourself about what this is for you, whatever this is, what it is for you. And it might not even be a romantic thing. It probably is for quite a few of you. It probably is a romantic thing, but it could also be a work thing. It could be so many different things. It's up to you how you want to interpret what this reading means for you personally. So, spring. We're rounding the end of spring, okay? That time for growth, that time for rejuvenation, all sorts of different opportunities are now being recognized. It's like, the other week, I think it was last week or the week before, I have these peonies that I have like been obsessed over for, I want to say like maybe 2 or 3 years. I think it's 2 years at this point. Yeah, there's just craziness happened during winter time, and I'm constantly moving to different zones for gardening. And it was this thing of like, I don't know if the peonies, because they go dormant at a specific time of year, I don't know if they died. I'm just like, I don't know. And last week, I was moving the potted plants that are outside around, and I saw a bud kind of erupt from the soil from my peonies, from one of them. And it's like it gave me the evidence I needed to enter into a space of confirmation that they didn't die. There's still the opportunity for them to regrow. And maybe this year they'll actually produce blossoms, right? So you apply that to your life. If you've been growing this peony, like your spiritual journey is the peony. These plants are fickle mofos. They only grow at certain times of the year, and they only blossom for a specific period. They're beautiful. They're huge blossoms, huge. And I mean, the amount of petals, the softness, the grace, the scent, the sweetness of a peony. But because my memories, quite a few of my memories from previous lifetimes are still intact, I have very distinct memories of the use of peonies for very intense corrective rituals. Uh-huh. I have memories of using peonies in exorcisms, extractions, things like that. Peonies are a powerful, powerful, powerful member of the flora. Very potent. But you'd never know that by looking at a peony. You'd never know how powerful your journey is, how powerful you are by just looking at you. Oftentimes, people who don't know, they will see your softness and they will misunderstand that. They'll misunderstand it. You know, in person, I like to think that I'm not an intimidating person. Yeah. If any of you have ever met me in person, like at a workshop or whatever, or a retreat, yeah, no, I don't think I am. I think people will see me as like a damsel. I'm serious. I think people see me as a damsel. Even though I primarily wear men's clothes, I think there's something about me and my energy that presents me sort of like as a damsel for people because, you know, I'm not a huge person. I'm not very tall. I don't know, but I promise you I'm not. I promise you, no matter how delicate my journey has seemed, it's not delicate. Not in that way. Not delicate in the way that it can be easily destroyed, that I can be smited. It's just not going to happen that way. So this wild dream and opportunity that's knocking, I'm wondering if it ties into your spiritual journey. I wonder if, you know, the evidence you're being provided right now in the springtime is evidence that nothing actually died. The emotions, the feelings, the connections, the opportunities that lie in wait, these are opportunities provided to you by your soul, by your mother freaking soul. No one's going to undo what your soul has decided for you. I once had some petty ass people get this twisted idea that they don't like the trajectory that they're witnessing coming from me. They don't like my ability to overcome, to succeed, to basically get shit done when I work. If I'm going to work at something, I'm going to put my all into it. It's not enough to be mediocre or basic or just get it done. That is not enough. It has to be the best, the greatest thing I've ever produced, ever. That reminds me of like the short conversation I was having with my brother over text, and he's telling me some of the things I need to do in order to compete in a figure competition. And he's like, you need at least a year unless you don't want to win. Motherfucker, that is my only goal. Actually, no, I have two goals. Not only do I want to take first, I also want to win overall. In addition to that, I want my motherfucking pro card. And then I can stop. I want that in one competition. Because that's just how I roll. My goals are never the basics. Ever. Ever. Is it because I'm ridiculous in my expectations? My expectations of myself are ridiculous to expect out of a basic person. To expect it out of me, that tells me I have a knowing that I have the capacity to achieve that. I have the capacity to achieve that. How bad do I want it? How bad do you want whatever this opportunity is? Is it something you've dreamt of? Is it something that you think of all the time? Because if it's something that you think of all the time, I mean, do something about it. I have no patience when it comes to things where it's like you just talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. I can't. I can't. You got to do something about it. You have to. You have to. Don't be pusillanimous. Don't be timid in your pursuit of the dreams you have for yourself. You have to pursue it as though you've pursued nothing but that your entire life. You have to. You have to. Because you're worth it. Because you're capable. Because it's what's for you. These things that your soul has planned for you, it's planned this for you since before the inception of this life. And what am I saying? The only reason you haven't accomplished the things you need to accomplish is because you haven't believed that you can. It's not because it hasn't been time. It's because you've needed more time to let go of the programs that you've really allowed into your space, thinking, believing that you're not capable. I've achieved a lot in my life. I've reached levels of recognition for whatever I put my all into that most people would take years to get there. It takes me 3 to 6 months. I'm not trying to brag. I'm telling you, these are things that are for me. And when I get out of my own way and put my all into it, the pathway's clear. And I can very nonchalantly walk towards it. It becomes something that is a part of me. And it's up to me whether I want to receive it completely or receive it to the degree that I know I have achieved what I wanted to achieve and then let it go. I mean, it's just one of those things. It's just one of those things. You can do that too. You can recognize when you're being given the opportunity to receive whatever opportunities your soul has already created for you. I don't know what those opportunities are, but I know you weren't destined to be mediocre. Let me tell you something. I'm going to be really blunt right now. Mediocre motherfuckers can't stand me. I'm too intense. I'm too intense. Being in my presence makes them feel like they're lazy and haven't accomplished things, and they start to judge themselves, and then they project it onto me. Mediocre motherfuckers cannot stand me. I don't give a shit. You're mediocre. Fuck out of here with your shit. Now, all of you, I know you can more than stand me. So what's that say about you? You are so far flung from mediocre. Fuck out of here with that shit. You are so not mediocre. On a bad day, you're above average. Fuck out of here with that pre-programmed bullshit that you've been believing in. You are not mediocre. Start acting like it. Start living like it. Start creating like it. Seriously, I'm being so serious right now. I'm not trying to gas you up. I'm not trying to be your hype girl. I'm being blunt with your ass. Mediocre people cannot stand me. You listen to my videos and you feel inspired. You're like, fuck yeah, I'm going to do this. That's because you can feel the resonance of how much you are destined to achieve in this life. It's comparable to the level of success and achievement I'm destined to achieve in this life. This is not about competing and comparing with other people. This is about understanding it's no longer a competition. It is a co-creative opportunity that you have continued to push away. For what? To make mediocre people feel more comfortable with their mediocrity? Stop. Stop. What if it's in the moments that the mediocre people are able to witness you in the process of what you're trying to accomplish, that you are inspiring them to step out of that space of mediocrity and join you in a space of co-creative greatness? The only reason I would have a goal of being on top is so I can pull other people up with me. How is that a competition? It's not. I see everything I do as an opportunity for co-creative greatness with the people who have a resonance, who are destined to achieve a comparable amount of greatness to benefit the collective whole. It's a very beautiful thing. These wild dreams you have, dreams of a life that feels almost surreal, where it makes you feel like, yeah, I would never have that opportunity. I would never be able to have that type of life. I would this, I would that. You know, that's only true if you believe that you're not destined to have that. It just, if you allow yourself to flow through and do the things that need to be done, have the realizations that you need to have in order to realign your perception with the reality of what you're capable of, a lot of really beautiful things can happen for you. A lot of really beautiful things can happen for you. Opportunities that you never thought you would have. I just want you to have what's rightfully yours, whatever that might be. I want you to have what is rightfully yours. It's what's for you. What happens in just a few weeks will surprise you. What's his name? Chris? Oh, Chris, stop. Minnow Pond. I think his name is Chris. Minnow Pond Tarot. I need to watch his videos at some point. I need to set aside time to at least watch Piscean videos of his. I haven't been able to watch them in quite some time. I've just been too busy. What happens in just a few weeks will surprise you. I have Cancer in a prominent placement in my chart. I might need to watch that. Yeah, if you guys watch him too, I definitely you go ahead and comment. Emmy Evolving is such a fan. I'm the type of fan that doesn't sweat you. I just don't. I'm the type of fan that, seeing the notifications for your videos is enough for me. Oh my God. Yeah, talk about staying in my own lane. Yeah, no, let him know though. Emmy Evolving is such a fan. Alchemist. So there's things that you need to change, alchemically change about you about what wait, I'm sorry. What he says lines up with what you say. No. Seriously? Like same time? Or is it like, within a few days of each other? I'm super curious. Now I'm going to really watch his, I keep saying that I'm going to watch it, but I just never have time. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I'm super curious. Like, is it like, because I notice a pattern that he sends notifications for his videos like around this time in the morning. Usually around this time in the morning, I'm still at the gym. So yeah. I don't want to hurt myself lifting heavy and like, oh my God, what did he say? That's why I don't get to watch it. And then as the day continues, I kind of just forget that ADHD is raging. I get so busy and I forget. And then it's the next day. And then there's another video notification. And I'm just like, the notifications are enough. The notifications are enough. So okay, alchemist. There's something that you have to alchemically change. To alchemically change something means it can no longer revert back to its original state. Alchemical change of eggs. Once you apply heat, that's alchemically changed forever. It's not going to go back into a runny state. It's just not. It's not. Chocolate. Okay. Uh, y'all know I like chocolate. You know what I'm saying? I'll stop. Oh, stop it. My husband is getting all nice and toasty colored. Okay, I'll stop. I'm sorry. I might be ovulating or something. I don't know. I've been obsessed with my husband for the past couple days. So let me stop. I'm just saying. I'm saying. You've heard that saying, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Behave. Focus. Behave. Focus. Move forward. And behave some more. Just. I'm sorry, guys. I have to recalibrate. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm trying to reel it in. Jesus loves me. Oh, yes, he does. Jesus loves me. My husband is so fine. Stop. Y'all don't need to see any of this. I'm sorry. So, alchemist, what I was saying, chocolate. So I was a chocolatier, and I learned the hard way that this is going somewhere it should not go. I learned the hard way that there's certain ratios that you have to have when you're working with chocolate. There needs to be enough fat, like fat, uh, to keep the chocolate pliable. If you know, it's just, damn. I can't. I can't. I just got to move forward. So I accidentally got a drop of water in the chocolate that I was trying to put in a mold, and it seized up and got real hard. It got real hard, and there's no fixing that. There's no fixing that. You messed it up. You just got to throw it away. So sometimes when there's a contaminant that's introduced, it creates an alchemical change. And for some, that alchemical change is what's necessary. That contaminant is the initiator. It's the um I'm an obsessed wife. I am. I'm not even ashamed. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not ashamed at all. I'm just really trying to finish the reading though. Okay. So, mm. I'm going to show you guys a picture I'm going to show you a picture of my brother's dog because I just got to change the subject. Look at this guy. Look at him. He's just living his life. He's a squishy face baby living his life. He's just, yeah. So carrying forward. Thank you, little boy. He's huge. He's, I don't know, probably close to 200 pounds. He's a little baby. Okay, so winter. That alchemical change has to do with the winter state. You've been very icy towards something, kind of like pushing it away, closing it off, all of that. And it's that's not going to be allowed much longer. See, look, your life, your soul has been trying to increase the level of passion that's necessary to melt all of that winter snow, right? We were driving through Reno, Nevada. That's not far from the state line with California. And there is still snow. That's ridiculous. Lots of snow. Yeah, that's not gonna be allowed to continue. Whatever icy feelings you have towards whatever this um, is not gonna be allowed to continue. I think what's gonna happen is that all of the people that are involved in whatever this is, you guys are mirrors of each other. The stubbornness and all of that, it's mirrors. It's a mirroring. And I think what's happening is whoever is the most resistant is the one that's going to be allowed to kind of like feel the most discomfort to push them forward into that space. See, this is someone that's not wanting to release a dark wound and let love live, right? Again, I get the sense this is someone that's just absolutely massively obsessed with you. I'm going to use the word obsessed because I'm sick of this reading. They're obsessed with you. They can't stop thinking about you. It's nothing but you, 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 nothing but you. Everything that surrounds them reminds them of you. I don't know. Maybe the problem is that they're mediocre. Who knows? Oh, that was hurtful. Michael says that was hurtful. It was meant to be. It was meant to be hurtful. Why? Because again, I'm sick of this reading. I'm sick of don't. He's saying he's gonna let Marlene back in. I'm not joking. Don't. 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 He says, tell them what you did. I locked her out of my auric field. I didn't hurt her. I locked her out of my auric field. I put a beautiful little bubble around her, got her nice and comfortable in the bubble. And then I charged the outside of the bubble to read as though it's inorganic, and anything inorganic in my field is oftentimes immediately ejected. And so she's out. What? What? I was not disrespectful and I did not harm her. Those are the 2 rules. What? Don't let her back in. What? Okay. Hey guys, you're not even ashamed. Why would I be ashamed? I'm not an Airbnb. I'm not a shelter. I'm saying, what's there to be ashamed of? He says, you're being mean. Yes. I didn't send her anywhere. She can go wherever she want to go. She can go wherever she want to go. But I wanted, she's associated with the loss of my favorite earring, and I'm upset. Okay. Anyways, relax the hold of darkness and and be at cause. Okay. What can I say? I was bathed in the waters of a scorpion woman. I looked at my mother's birth chart, her natal chart. Oh my God. Like 75% of her chart is full on Scorpio. I was like, that's why you were. No, I'm just joking. No, but seriously, like 75% of her chart is Scorpio, Pisces sun, Scorpio, everything else. I'm sorry. I was marinated in it. Okay. So if you think you can out Scorpio me, boo. Scorpio blood runs through my veins. I'm saying, seriously, seriously. So relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. Yeah, heaven sent in reverse. This is just, it's something. I'm serious. Do not, do not. The last thing I need is to have this woman in my field as I'm trying to teach a class in 30 minutes. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. So, what do you feel in heaven sent in reverse? I don't feel nothing. I don't. I don't feel nothing. I'm really good at turning things off. You know what I'm saying? So, are you really good at turning things off? Because it feels like you might soon be dragged over it. You want a carpool? I think we're both about to be dragged over it. I don't know. Part of me kind of likes being dragged. I'm saying. Michael's like, what? You drag me so often, I kind of like it. Yeah. Anyways, card number 12. Every journey starts with a single step. There are steps that are going to be taken, and those steps are definitely going to be treacherous. This is what I heard. Treacherous. Treacherous. So yeah, be ready. Be ready. Wild dreams and opportunity knocking sometimes requires the burning of the fields in order to prepare for the planting. Ooh, damn. Good thing I like playing with fire. Big bold vision in reverse. So you're not seeing the big picture here. This big bold vision that you're supposed to have about what you're supposed to accomplish. You're not seeing the big picture here. So it's a thing of maybe oh, fuck. Why would you do that? Marlene says good morning. Anyways, time out. For some of you, you'll be given a moment of time out. For some of you, you'll be given a moment of time out just so that you can recalibrate your perception of things, right? Y'all don't be greeting her. Are y'all my people or don't be greeting her? That encourages. Michael says not to tell you what to do. Strength. I don't think you're going to have the strength to fight your soul, right? I don't think you're going to have the strength to really resist this in the way that you want to. I'm going to send her to you and Yaya. She said, we the ops. You can have your little ops meeting at your place, not here. Anyways, you're not going to have the strength to fight this. Walk your truth, see? You're not going to even be able to walk. You're going to be stuck in the same place. Your soul is clamping down. The clampdown has to do with you being prepared to integrate your shadow self. And oh my God. So you're going to be integrating shadow, right? And I was like, oh, your shadow self. Michael goes, no, Remember when there was this information that came out, either this reading or the last reading, about how someone is just, they're trying to hide in the shadows so that, they're dimming their shine so that they're not so obvious because they're being positioned into proximity. That's what you're integrating. Choices. There are no choices. There are no choices. Okay? There are no choices. Compassion. There's not going to be any compassion with this. Not compassion in the way that you want, where, you want to get your way, but you're not going to cooperate. Coming out on top. Right. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Major expansion. What happens in just a few weeks will surprise you. Coming out on top. Okay. You just keep being the free spirit that you are. Everything's going to play out in the way that it's designed to play out. You're not going to be able to finagle it. You're not going to be able to fandango that biznatch. So just let it ride. Let it ride, whatever. That's how I deal with things. Just let it ride, whatever. Michael is trying to reassure there's not going to be a betrayal. It's going to lead to an awakening, a deeper awakening within you. And this is not a trap. Whatever. What did I say? I said whatever. Whatever. I did. I did just say and do that. Whatever. Okay, anyways, Arcturian activation, you're going to go through a period of healing, but first they need to open that wound once again and remove everything that's been necrotized, everything that's rotted, because remember, let me show you the card. Oh, it's me. I'm the rotten fish. Yeah. Fuck you. Right. Release a dark wound, let love live. Right. Well, here's the thing. They can't let go. Empowered at every stage of your journey. Biatch. And Zag. So Michael's explaining things. There's this reciprocity that's been unrecognized thus far. This is what he's saying. There's this reciprocity that's been unrecognized thus far, where one is delving into the obsessive emotions and seeing the emotions as sufferable and unavoidable. The other is delving into the unavoidable logical conceptualizations. It's like both are in a holding pattern. One got shoved into the emotional tank, the other got shoved into the intellectual logical tank. And so they're not as affected by the emotion, but it's pure, like non-stop logical type communications, telepathic, um, intellectual, in real life. So, uh, mm. um, there's healing needing to take place. Both are going through degrees of positive personality disintegration. Um, if you want to see a psychological, a clinical explanation of cycles of ascension mechanics, you have to really familiarize yourself with the work of Dr. Dabrowski. He's also like the champion of the profoundly gifted. There's different degrees of giftedness when it comes to intellectual capacity. There's, above average, and there's gifted, and then there's highly gifted, and then there's profoundly gifted. You're talking about percentiles, and the percentile that you're in um, sometimes will help you to gain a better understanding of the degree of separation that you exist in, that separation from the, I guess, the group, the whole, right? So for some, and I think this applies to the ones that are going through this process, um, that profoundly gifted title is, you're not just smart. It is when you take a standardized intelligence quotient test, an IQ test, you would score somewhere within the range of a 99.999 percentile. That means if 100 people were placed in front of you, or 99 people, and you're part of that, so now it's a group of 100, you would be smarter than 99.999% of that group, right? So that means people who are not in your percentile will most likely not be able to understand the struggles that you face, the way you process your perceptions, all of that. I had the greatest honor of working with a profoundly gifted advocate. This woman is an educational advocate, and she deals strictly with the profoundly gifted community in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I had the tremendous honor of her coming and assessing one of my children. And she said something that was so profound, and it stuck with me ever since. Having a profoundly gifted child is the equivalent of having a severely handicapped child just on the other side of the spectrum. Severely handicapped, profoundly gifted, same spectrum. Very similar struggles, but you will not receive help, compassion, patience, or understanding that a severely handicapped child receives, because they think your kid's just really smart. You need to discipline them. You need to this, you need to that. They don't have any patience or compassion for that child, right? So it's kind of like that. People don't understand what you're going through because they're not in your specific perspective percentile. So they won't know, they won't have the answers. They can't grasp the gravity of what you're experiencing, what is being presented to you, the options, the ramifications of which options you choose, they won't be able to understand that. And it's not that you're superior, it's that you're different, and you need to begin accepting that difference and not utilizing a standard that doesn't apply to you. It doesn't apply to you. It doesn't. Using my hair as an example, over the years, because of the changes in my hormones and other things, my hair has experienced miniaturization, meaning the strands that were once extremely thick and coarse, people used to say I have ethnic hair. It's now extremely fine, very, very thin hairs, extremely fine. What I used to be able to do with my hair back then, I absolutely cannot do to my hair now. I used to get my hair done in singles. I used to do box braids, cornrows, interlocks, all that shit. Fuck no, I can't do that now. Hell no. Not only will it rip my hair out by the root, it'll snap my strands. I can't take that type of tension. Right? So I can't continue to live with the same standards of hair care that I used to have back then. I can't do that now. I can't. I can sit here and pretend like I don't have a different set of standards I have to live by at this point and continue to damage myself. Or I can self-identify properly, use the proper standards that are appropriate and applicable to me and my current situation, and be happy with myself, accept myself, right? His name is Dr. Dabrowski. Theory of positive personality. Um, very destructive process. Very, very destructive. Yeah, you know. She said, have to be gentle in my scalp. Too tight braids will snatch my whole soul out my head. Yeah, no, I can't. I can't at all. Like my hairline, it's already thin. I have alopecia areata, and hey, I ain't even hating on my alopecia. I used to be hairy AF. I used to have hair on my face, on my forehead. I used to be hairy, just hairy. And I'm not hairy now. I'm fairly hairless, except in areas where I should have hair. I have maybe like 6 armpit hairs. I don't know. I ain't gonna complain. Oh wait, it was the wrong person. Hold on. Oh my God. Hold- What is going on? Okay. There, that was a person. Oh my God. I cannot unblock that. Damn. Michelle, I did not mean to block you. I was trying to block a spammer on Facebook. I can't unblock you. Your comment is completely gone. Holy shit. Sorry. I meant to block a Charleston something something. Yeah, Charleston, fuck out of here. Ain't no one want to get a reading from you. Okay, I'll give you a reading, Charleston. You got demons in your occipital bun, as well as your Wernicke's area, left side of head above the ear. It's also in your left inner ear, your left eye, in your tear duct, as well as your sinus cavity. You have some in your throat. You also have it down in your belly. There's quite a few packets of demonic energy there. You also have it in your pelvic floor through all your chakras, central chakra channel, as well as the cord to your higher self. Your morphogenetic chakras have been infected. That's your higher functioning. You're fucked. You're welcome. Only free reading you'll get. Next one you have to pay. I gotta get going. Okay, judgment. Some people just don't have good judgment. This is the thing, right? So someone is not exercising good judgment right now, probably because you're avoiding the things that you need to do, the things you need to face. You're not wanting to do the shadow work. You're not wanting to be assisted by the aliens that are here to assist you. For those who are destined to achieve great things in this life, it's one of those things where it's like, yikes, right? Um, it's like yikes, yikes. Um, hmm. I think what's happening is that for those who are here to achieve the great things in life, what needs to happen is that you need to recognize you came into this lifetime with an entire crew that is designed um, to serve as your support team. They're here to support you. And when you push that out, you're not receiving the support that is necessary. In addition to that, the pushing it out is creating a void within your auric field that can serve as a house for parasitic infiltration. And because it's your energy that surrounds it, it's going to be much harder to detect the presence of that parasitic influence. Um, Same thing with cords. If you're part of the cord lab, we're going to be starting in about 15 minutes. You should have received an email with the email address that's associated with the purchase for the ticket. And we're going to be talking about a lot about this type of stuff. I'll go deeper into it there. So the shedding cycle, but it's in reverse. So again, it's like this refusal to shed, to let go of the things that you've outgrown. Did you know that if a snake is unable to shed, eventually that leads to tremendous sickness and death? They need to be able to shed. It leads to blindness as well. Other reptiles that shed, if they're not able to shed, that's going to be very, very bad for their health. They're very, very severely impacted by that. You have to allow your intuition to guide you through the process, because you are changing. You are being alchemically changed by this process, by this experience. You're never going to return back to a place of believing the smallness that you were convinced of once upon a time. No, you're not going to go back to that. Why? Because you've outgrown it. When you've outgrown it, you can't revert back to that space. A consciousness that's been expanded beyond a certain degree of expansion can never and will never revert back to its original dimensions, its original limitations in capacity, in understanding and function. It can never go back. So you're never going to go back to that. This opportunity that's knocking, it's a beautiful one. I hope you take your soul up on this invitation, this offer. I think a lot of really beautiful things can happen for all of us if we just allow it. If you don't, then you don't, but it's going to circle back around. You're going to be stuck in a space of limbo until you do. And then, it's just, yeah, it's going to be what it is. And then I don't know. I think a lot of what's happening is you're really being pushed, encouraged to dive deeper into the abyss of truth, this dark space that you know nothing about because you haven't allowed yourself to see the truth of who you are. It's not a forbidden space for you. Your abyss is your own. But there are things that occupy that space that you are not familiar with. And you might have a fear of being able to handle it because you've never allowed yourself to handle yourself properly, right? And that's okay too. You're going to be given opportunities by soul to begin learning how to properly handle yourself. To properly, some of you have already gotten, and this is what Michael's saying. Sometimes you have to go through cycles and periods of intense challenge in order to learn how to properly handle the gifts that are given to you by your soul. And sometimes those gifts are people. Sometimes those gifts are opportunities. Sometimes those gifts are pieces of yourself that live inside others. Oh, that's powerful. That's powerful. So let yourself receive. Just let yourself receive and do what you got to do, and let yourself be happy. Just be happy. All right, guys, I got to get going. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell, join me when I'm live. I might do expedites later today. I'm not sure. Depends on how tired I am after my workshop. Those in the Cord Lab workshop, go check your emails. You should have the links, and I'll see you guys there in a few minutes. Bye, everyone.